What is your age and how's life at that age? Write in the comments what you think about it. Enjoy the show. Story 151, and I can't complain. My life isn't perfect, but my problems are small. Much more financially secure than I was when I was younger. My wife and I are not that far from having enough money to retire. I am physically still in good shape. I lift weights and walk my dogs a mile a day. I stopped playing competitive sports or doing anything that might risk serious injury. In my late 40s, my body started becoming more injury-prone and didn't heal as fast as it did when I was younger. I feel like risking injury isn't worth it anymore. My biggest problem is dealing with a hormonal teenager who was starting high school. She was so easy before middle school. Now she struggles a little with depression and anxiety. Some days it is a challenge to get her to attend school. I hope this is just a phase she is going through and turns out okay as an adult. Story 225 right now, and if I'm lucky, I just finished my teacher's training, awaiting my thesis grade. Physically in really good shape. Nothing much to complain about except some messed up intestines. Something like IBS, but for some reason, smoking makes the symptoms go away. Great relationship for almost a year now. Taking a year to travel now that I have no obligations anymore. I also want to write a book in this time and work towards publishing it since I dream of becoming an author. Unfortunately, still living with my parents, which truly is my only complaint right now. After the traveling is done, I'll be working my ass off so my girlfriend and I can find a nice place. She'll be working in the meantime to pay off some of her debt. I don't have any debt and do have some savings. So after this year, our financial situations should be somewhat more even. Story 334 going on 35. Things are pretty good. Spent a night in chatting with online friends and taking care of the baby. Gets a bit lonely sometimes, but I'm established enough in my career and careful enough in my spending that I can live a moderately comfortable life and buy nice enough things. Looked after my health, so other than some messed up fingers from lots of typing, I'm doing all right on that front. Working on some stuff that I'm hoping will let me transition to working from home before my new parent leave runs out. It's pretty generous, so I've got time. Overall, I'm optimistic. Story 416. Life feels too hard, but I understand it's just a feeling. I got a roof over my head, a place to sleep, and quite a few other things. I'm really missing a lot of friends, though. I wish my actual life and how I feel matched up better, but I guess that's what trauma does to you. Story 5, I'm under 15, but honestly, this is the best time of my fucking life. I love it. I mean, I have a boyfriend and good friends. I'm going to keep it completely real. It varies for people. Some people have a life that sucks and they hate it. Some people have a good life that's perfect and they love it and vice versa, but for me, I'm great. Story 6, I'm 16, and I realize that I've life without problems. I can wasting my time on Insta. Also, I can drink my favorite coffee every day. I can spend evening with my family and with my friends. I can learn STH new every day. It's amazing feeling when you know that you pretty enough and I can catch the eye. It's good feeling, thanks a lot for my life. Story 7, I'm a young adult, transitioning into a new job with school starting soon. I'm at the point that I still don't know what my plans are once I'm done with college, other than wanting to settle into a job related to my major that isn't just an industry job. Life's pretty solid overall. Not a lot to complain about, with the new job and decent rent prices, but still hoping to meet someone. And I'm worried if I don't find them in college that I won't find them. It doesn't help that I still have minimal experience in a market where most have at least some by now. But I know it's different for each person. And I'm worried about my future because my plans for after college are so in flux and non-specific. For now, though, I'll have to see where the rest of this year and this next semester takes me. Hopefully it continues in a good direction. Story 847. Single mom to 4 kids. Ex lives in another state but really tries to show up financially. Currently overseas with 1 kid. Had a tough start to the year, but after summer, just looking back, I'm really proud of my kids and how they are progressing. 1 is a senior this year. Some days it's a roller coaster, but I am really blessed to have vitality and still be able to do the same things I did in my 20s and 30s. Inadvertently got into a relationship about 2 years ago and broke up recently. Took me longer than expected to put him behind me, which is really strange. I am really enjoying my independence and have taken the kids on some awesome vacations this summer. Winning. Also starting my new career next week. Been working towards it since 2017. I am so excited for the future and for each day that blossoms. Story 934. Life is kind of bleak, but less chaos than my 20s were. 30s are more stable. I hate my career and I'm still in so much student loan debt that I feel stuck. Been job hopping for almost 2 years to attempt to switch careers. It's like trying to get a broken plane to fly, and you cannot afford to fix the broken parts. Coming to terms that because I am mentally ill, it's okay to be alone, and yes, sometimes that means I am just lonely. No one deserves what I put them through, so isolation it is for now. Story 1025, and I'm kinda miserable. Job hunting for my first job, recently got my master's, and the entire process is a mess. BC, the job market's so bad. Must be 160 plus applications in. Honestly, I wish I can hit fast forward BC. I want to land a nice stable job and get married, be a dad. But in this economy plus job market plus housing market situation, yes, it's doable, but I'm one to want to be in a solid financial spot first. Story 1138 is rough. Have 3 adult children and just had another. Raising 3 young kids was so taxing and I thought it was over. I hit the reset button. Body is destroyed. Mental health has deteriorated even further than I thought possible. I love my baby so much. I wish I was stronger mentally and physically for her. I'm going to miss so much in her life. But I am not longer in a physically abusive relationship or addicted to substances. Woo. My mom died at 36, I think, so I'm doing great in comparison. Story 1222. Life is pretty good. Got a job and moved out from parents recently. Got bachelor's degree recently and going to master's this year. I feel that I'm going the right direction in my life. The only thing that is stressing me is feeling of loneliness. I got no friends due to bad communication skills and shyness in general. I don't know what to do with that and feel myself hopeless in terms of that. I am trying to accept this and move forward, but in the end, I still return back to these thoughts. Story 13 will turn 18 by the end of this month. Socially. Feels weird that I won't have to fake my age when making social media accounts anymore. I'm an introvert who's trying to gain communication skills, confidence, and trying to stop self-sabotaging. I probably need speech therapy. I have difficulty pronouncing words and I stutter a lot, but can't afford it, so any tips will be appreciated. Don't have a really good relationship with family members. Academically, I started preparing for a competitive exam, but I lack focus. I fear I may have ADHD. Any tips to increase focus and maintain consistency? Not doing great at school, but not bad either. Story 1423 and trying to decide which path to take at crossroad upon crossroad upon crossroad. Finally came to the realization that I've lived my life the way my family wanted me to. But now that I'm away from them and on my own, I realize that I've never really decided what I want to do with my life, whether it's considered good or bad. It's a chapter of life that's requiring a lot of self-reflection. Story 15. I can't tell you this tale without relevant details, and just my age isn't going to cut it. I'm a 39M non-binary born male and pansexual. I have severe anxiety bordering on paranoia, PTSD, and major depression as my diagnosis. I have died twice and had a heart attack already, resulting in 3 stents in my heart. I live in the Midwestern United States. I grew up poor, and we ate a lot of sugar growing up as kid. I have issues with my stomach, so I have terribly painful reflux all the time, only really treated by a bland diet of high-fiber foods. Salt and black pepper are my only safe spices. So for decent food, I must suffer immeasurably. Then you must consider my joints. Both wrists are growing calcium deposits on my ligaments. This is also happening to my jaw, shoulders, knees, ankles, and hips. I have gallbladder stones, kidney stones, salivary gland stones, tonsil stones, and even bladder stones. Then there is my back, which is pinching both sides of my sciatic nerve. I'm still working full-time at a physically demanding job. My teeth are slowly rotting out of my face no matter how much I brush and floss. I mean, what can I expect? I'm an elder millennial who was raised on boxed macaroni and cheese. I didn't exactly take good care of myself. However, I aged absolutely horribly. 10/10 do not recommend. Story 1631 guy. Struggled with relationships and finding the wrong ones, but have really come to enjoy my alone time now. Just accepting what is and have a great job that isn't stressful, and looking forward to getting my own apartment in 9 months, 'cause the raise at work I got. I don't have kids and don't plan on it, so I am going to enjoy my freedom for the rest of my years and hopefully travel and see some different places in the future and enjoy my time with my friends and family. Things might never be perfect, but my health is good besides some shoulder issues. But in due time, that will be taken care of, and just going to be focusing on finding peace in the future and not living in the past. This life is not forever, so do what makes you happy and never look back. Story 17. I'm 19 and honestly, I feel really lost right now in my life. For the past few years, I've been battling a chronic condition and having to pretty much put my life on hold to heal from my surgeries and get to a bearable place physically. When I was still in high school, I unfortunately didn't really give much thought to what are you going to do after high school? Because going to school was a lot on my body physically, and some days, I just couldn't do it physically and mentally. Fortunately, both my parents understand my hardships and condition, so they aren't rushing me into anything, thankfully. Story 1829. New house, new car, new girls. Life is pretty fucking fantastic right now. I went through some shit that I thought really fucked me up a couple months ago, and when I got out of that, I upgraded everything. I've kicked bad habits, made new friends, met new women, and have had such a great couple months. Even my golf game is improving, which I'm definitely not mad about. Story 1925. It's been difficult, full of stress, many sleepless nights, exhaustion, dreams that feel like they will only ever be dreams. I feel like I'm wasting it all. There's a whole wonderful state out there, Oregon, renowned for its beauty, yet I've seen so little of it because it's just been work and school all the time. I did some time with the Forest Service, and they had given me a state park card, ... It expired this month, and I never got to use it. It was just 24/7 of busting my ass, eating 2 meals a day, hardly sleeping, hardly having a moment to myself. Now I can't remember much of anything anymore because of the amount of stress I'm under. I cry a lot more than I used to, and I am truly not the same person as I was. I don't even know who me is. All I know is that I just want to wander for hours. I stare off into space. Everything feels like it's not real anymore. I've never been so messed up in my life. I feel like a sad zombie. I'm grateful that I got a degree, but I have not really gotten to use it yet. I graduated June of this year and got rejected from every job I applied for. I'm currently back in retail. I'm thankful for that job too, but there's this looming "you failed" in the back of my head that screams at me when I look at myself in the mirror. I know it shouldn't happen because it's normal for people, but it won't shut up, and I just end up staring at myself and becoming angry at my own face for some reason. Story 20. Just turned 16, life is fine. Was using some drugs for the last year or so, now it's mostly weed. A lot of things happened in my early childhood, and I hate myself for those things. My work contract didn't get renewed, but I will probably be able to score a job at Domino's Pizza. The stuff I do at school is way below my level. I'm a gifted kid, as you say it in English. Around when I was 6, my parents went bankrupt because of a failing business, and we moved in with Grandma. I had to change school, and the school I went to was awful. Got told I was stupid, lazy, annoying, and all of that. Killed all my motivation for school. So now I'm just cruising along way below my level. Planning on becoming a chef, as it doesn't require me to try too hard, and it's still something I love doing. All in all, it's going fine. Story 2119, stress about my studies, financial, job, and situations, and it feels like there's no escape but death. I'm a Christian, but most of the times my life gets too heavy for me to carry. I'm still alive because of Jesus, but I'm also not sure about my future. I do trust Jesus, but I don't know how far my faith can take me. I'm just grateful to survive another day, but I'm somehow anxious about everything. I can't ask for help to anyone because financial is my biggest problem, and my family is not in a good financial situation either, and I really don't know what will happen in my next few months. I believe in Jesus, but I also have a lot of buts and what ifs. I just don't know what to do. Story 22. I am 30. Wife is 26. We are expecting our firstborn in October. Good careers, zero debt. We own our vehicles, toys, and have a house to boot, even with some equity too. I started my own business this year, and it's been going about as well as I could have hoped. I had nothing but debt at 23, negative net worth. Hard work has been paying off, slowly trying to build up an emergency fund. Life has turned out to be pretty good so far, all things considered. It's always work, but if we weren't busy, I'd get bored. Story 2351. Life is good, but having to deal with many changes that seem to be coming faster than I can process. Changes within myself, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Really realizing, that if I'm lucky, I might have 20 more years left to this life. Dealing with all the changes that come with watching one's parents getting older. Mom is 71, Dad is 91. And being a single parent to a 15-year-old boy, BC, my spouse died 10 years ago. I'm trying to embrace all the changes, good and bad, and really trying to live the best life that I can until... Story 2428. Life is okay, but I hate asking people for help financially. I feel embarrassed and ashamed. I can't manage. My own grandmother gives us money to buy food. When we are left with no money for 3 weeks, it's embarrassing. I have had food bank food, but you have to pay $40 to get certain credit points, etc. And those points go towards whatever number you get. It's not worth it, but we all work full-time, etc. Cost of living is killing us and everyone else. Story 2524. In grad school, not much money. I feel pressured to earn more, have a fancier life like other people my age, who are employed like software engineers or nurses. I also feel uncertain with where my life is going to go. I have no certain project yet, so IDK what I will be doing. I feel really depressed and anxious at times, lie in bed for the entire day, unable to do anything, but I try to push through. My parents keep asking me about marriage. I am not ready to tell them about my interfaith and international relationship. It appears like I have everything in control on the outside, but I feel like a complete mess. Story 2613. Life used to be pretty shit, but right now I think I'm doing pretty good. I used to not understand that it all gets better with time thing, but I guess I did get better, so Though I might be failing every class other than English and art, feel pretty free TBH. I know I won't be this age again, so I like making the most of it. My goal is probably to be able to be 70 and happy with my memories, even if there's bad ones in the mix. I just don't want to live with regrets, although I am pretty proud of myself for getting to this age. Even though it's not technically that old, I genuinely never thought I'd be able to live to 13. Now I believe I'd be able to live the rest of my life, which is something I'd never thought I'd be able to say, but I'm happy that I'm finally able to say that truthfully. Stody, 2719. I'm the youngest person in my field, and I'm constantly called a baby by my coworkers. I complain about my chronic medical problems only to be told I'm too young to have those problems. I'm too young to do anything other than drive, vote, and join the military, but even then legally I'm disabled, so I can't join the military even if I wanted to. Story 28. I am a 24-year-old male. My father passed away and left me with his old house and land. I am very grateful for that, but the area is very secluded and is a hassle just to live at. It's hard for me to make ends meet because I have a job 45 minutes away from that house, only making 10 an hour. I have a dream of growing mushrooms and making money off of the mushies. But in order to do this, I have to make money in a world that won't let me make a cent because of my past criminal history. All I can do is keep pushing forward, hoping I will get out of the hole I dug myself in. Story 29. I'm 57. Describing how life is treating me is complicated, in some ways amazing, in others not. I'll try my best to explain. Nobody told me this age would physically hurt so much. Seriously, I thought my parents were just crazy when they told me they'd go to bed okay and wake up in pain the next morning, but they were right. Menopause hurts. I've been in it for 6 years and the lack of a period is awesome, but joints hurt for no reason. There's inflammation wreaking havoc, and cholesterol is up and weight won't come off. So all of that sucks. But being me at 57 is actually amazing. I love me. I love the person I am, and have realized that I spent my 20s, 30s, and part of my 40s worrying about what others thought about me. Now I realize I'm the only one that needs to be happy with me. So the confidence you gain later in life is truly something special. I'm financially where I want to be after struggling for decades. But one piece of advice to anyone young: life will pass quickly. Too damn quickly. So make the most of it. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, like it, be sure to write comments and share your stories.